let's go to Sheldon on Nylander's 5-point night.
I think he's been consistent with with his play on offense and how he pushes the chances that he generates. I think over the years we've had this conversation a number of times, and last season he set kind of a new standard for himself, and I think, as I've said in the past, he's got a long ways to go still in terms of what his potential is and what he can do. You're seeing that. And he's producing at a higher clip. He's been very consistent to start the season here. To me, when we look at it, there's, I think Willie can and should be in that top elite tier of players in the league, and he's working his way there. So I think that's, in terms of his play with the puck, that's it. Like all of our players, there's a whole other side of it on the stuff without the puck defensively, and that's a whole other area to discuss and talk about. But when it comes to the offense and consistently making plays and helping our team win games, he's been very good there.
You can't argue anything Sheldon just said.
No, but it is noteworthy, I think, that he can't just say he's been great. You can't overpraise for fear, I think, of Nylander backing it off, of resting on his laurels and now having a 10-game nap.
It really does feel like every compliment to William Nylander has to be backhanded.
Right.
Like, it really does. Like, it just, that whole
clip
but
that's on him the last 5 years of being this ultra-talented guy that just didn't show up.
I love that assessment.
Consistently.
Yeah, like you've done this. You've made this bed.
You've made this bed. You don't deserve the benefit of his doubt just yet.
To his credit.
Not on a 5-point night mid-December with everything we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I mean, and in their playoff games that they have played, and they're
been okay.
He's been good in the playoffs.
He's been okay.
Yeah, I mean, compared to a lot of other guys.
If you're talking about providing enough offense to keep you close, I'll give you that. If you're talking about influencing a series, then they've all failed in those first rounds.
Yeah, there's not been one guy where you felt was dragging them to a win in any contest or anything. Yeah. Last year he was good. The year before I think he was very good. But last year he was good. But you're right. So that's interesting, though, because you could almost book it now.
Yeah.
Okay, 5-point game. How many does he get over the next 10 games? Let's keep an eye on that to see if there is now I can relax moment.
Just in terms of, where that ceiling is for Willie. And I don't know if it was 3 or 4 years ago, I made a comment, and I remember it. I said that this guy will have opportunities to win Rocket trophies for best goal scorer, right?
Yeah.
And he has that.
Richard,
Rocket Richard.
Yeah.
He has that ability.
Yeah.
He's got that shot that can beat you from 30 feet out.
Yeah.
And he is a natural finisher.
For sure.
Whether or not he's dipping a shoulder in and sliding that backhand five hole.
Do you think he meant to go 5-hole in that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay.
I do. Absolutely, I do. He's on pace for now, is it 43, 44 goals?
It's in the 40s, whatever the number is.
When you see him putting in 30, 35 goals, to me, that's just enough to get by.
Yeah.
That is not what Sheldon's talking about a ceiling and a bar. I think he should be minimum 40 plus every year.
Yeah.
And on a career year, he should be a 50-goal scorer.
Yeah, 50 is not out of the question this season. You're right. I can see that from his ability. It hasn't quite come together, and because we've had those dips where he has 10 games where you don't hear his name for a while. So
he's now 8th in the league in goals. 9th in the league at goals with 17, and he is top 20 in points with 33. So I'd say this is the most production they've got. Yeah. What did he get? 80 points last year. I think it's heading in the direction to go even up from that this year as it did last year. Yeah. So not all guys have the meteoric rise. Like, you measure him against the guys that are on his team, right? Like, look what Marner's done. Look what Matthew's done. Tavares has been consistent to get around 85, 90 points every year. Not everyone has a linear development in terms of the production.
What's his best year point-wise?
Who? Nylander?
Yeah. Is it 70?
No, it was last year, wasn't it?
67?
No, he was higher than that last year.
I don't know. 38. He had 37 goals?
He had 80 points last year.
Okay.
So he jumped. So he went Yeah, like
Tough because there's those weird years in there with like
Yeah.
half seasons and stuff,
What,
right?
what was his goals total? 30.
34 goals and 46 assists.
34 was
34.
career
Yeah.
high for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, that number should be higher
Yeah.
with his
think?
skill level.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, listen, 34 for me with that talent,
You know what?
not enough.
My 2 cents on Nylander as a finisher is in tight. Sometimes he's not like he's a shooter finisher. He shoots it past goal. He's got a hard shot. He places it really effectively. You know, not always I don't know if he's a great shootout shooter. It's something I would have to look up, but it doesn't strike me as one of those type of guys. So there's more goals to come. He gets a ton of chances. I think Sportlogic had him as one of the leading breakaway getters in the league.
is that a flattering stat?
Well, Johnny Gaudreau leads the league over the past 4 or 5 years. So it's stylistic, we'll say.